भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Revered Swamiji, who is conspicuous by his absence, learned colleagues, committed non-teaching staff, and dear disciplined students. The lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime and departing leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. There are so many great people in this world, but we hardly have time to look at them, to look up to them, and to learn from them. 200 years ago, there was a lady in Italy by name Florence Nightingale. Don't think that Nightingale is any sobriquet, like we call Sarojini Naidu the Nightingale of India, and we may also call Lata Mangeshkar the Nightingale of India. These are sobriquets. But Florence Nightingale, it was her real name, her maiden name. And at the age of 18, Florence Nightingale was a lady of accomplishment. She was born in a very rich family, a very affluent family in Italy, a family which migrated from England to Italy, and later on again came back to England. And mother belonged to a family of merchants, and the father was also a great businessman. They had wealth and welfare, very rich people. And Florence Nightingale, when she reached the age of 18, she was a lady of beauty and virtue, and also a lady of talent, accomplishment. She was so beautiful and she was so virtuous, a rare combination. In beautiful ladies, we may not find virtue. In virtuous ladies, we may not find beauty. But a rare combination. And besides this, she was also a lady of accomplishment. She was a good singer, a good musician, a good instrumentalist, and a good painter, a good dancer, and whatnot. And the mother, who belonged to the higher echelons of society, she was conscious of social status. And she said, we must bring the right groom for our daughter. And where can we find a match or a groom for our daughter? And they were just trying to find some proper alliance. But Florence Nightingale, she would reject. On one occasion, she rejected a very good proposal, a very rich man, a very accomplished man, a very handsome man, but she said, no, I don't accept. Then mother said, are you in love with someone else? Yes, I am in love. Whom do you love? I am in love with God. They were surprised. And then she made a declaration, I am not going to marry. And the mother almost became mad. The father was, of course, a bit empathizing, but the mother, she could not bear it. And then Florence Nightingale said, nursing is my calling. It's God's dispensation. God wills me to do nursing. I will serve humanity. I will serve the wounded soldiers. Service to humanity is service to God. And all these things are not palatable to the parents, especially to the mother. But in the course of time, after doing some nursing course, she went to a military hospital, and it was the time of Crimean War. The war between Russians and the British. So many hundreds of British soldiers were wounded in the war, they were injured, and they were brought to a hospital, and that hospital in Crimea, it lay on a cesspool. The entire ground was wastewater and sewage. On that lay the hospital. And all these wounded soldiers, they were brought on stretchers. The stretchers were strewn on the halls of this hospital. There were rodents and bugs. Bugs and rodents, rats would feed on them. And cholera broke out. Typhoid also spread. And more soldiers were dying of cholera and typhoid more than from injuries. And the stretchers literally were placed on their own excrement, their body waste. Such horrible conditions. And they had nothing to eat, no medicines to feel. And Florence Nightingale, she made necessary arrangements. She got all the medicines brought there. She started treating them, nursing them, with bandaging the wounds and giving them food. And during the nights, it was total darkness. She would come with a lamp and she would touch the soldiers. She would speak a kind word. And her kind touch and her kind words bring copious tears in their eyes. Such love, and they would look forward to the visit of Florence Nightingale. The lady has not come today, the ladies, they were looking forward to her visit. And with the lady, as the lady came, love also came into their hearts. Light also came into their lives. And they started calling her the lady with the lamp, the lady with the lamp. And then finally, in the meanwhile, the parents sent a word. When will you come back and when will you marry? No marriage, no coming back. She stayed there. And in the course of time, after the war was over, after most of the soldiers were healed and got back to their homes in England, Florence Nightingale, she started St. Thomas Hospital in London and also the Nightingale School of Nursing. Till then, nursing was viewed as a menial job, as a job of, which had no respect. It was looked down upon. But after Florence Nightingale, the job of nursing was no more despicable. It became a respectable profession, not a menial job. That's how today we say nursing is no more a despicable job. It's a highly sought after profession and a respectable profession. That's why we say, when somebody says, I'm doing BSc nursing, okay, you are doing a good thing, we say. And that is how she elevated nursing to the level of an art and to the level of science by laying too much of stress on sanitation and hygiene. That's how today we see the nurses doing wonderful service in hospitals and other places and other rehabilitation centers. So Florence Nightingale, the entire world began to call her the mother of nursing, the mother of nursing. That's how we see so many great people around us. But if we don't have time to look at them, to look up to them and learn from them, how can we think of greatness? And how can we have an idea that there is a thing called greatness at all? And how can we try to become great? Unless we know what greatness is. That is how the world is not devoid of great people. There are great people, only we have to look for them. That's how, whenever we read about such people, we get highly inspired and motivated. And I thank our Samyog sir for having given me such a beautiful opportunity to stand before you all. And I also thank our disciplined students for giving me a patient listening. Thank you all.